Welcome and thanks for joining us on our Proverbs Challenge as we walk through the book of Proverbs this June. Today we are on Proverbs 29. And Proverbs 29 deals with anger. And it talks about how our wisdom should lead us to a peaceful life. And the peaceful life that we live should impact and impart peace to those around us. We should be able to calm an angry situation because of the peace and the wisdom that God has given us. Now, I'm going to do something that's a little different for me today. I'm going to read from the Message, which is a paraphrase. So it doesn't even have verse numbers, so you really can't study from it, but it's good to read, and it really helps you to think about things. So I do it from time to time, and I've been telling you to read in different versions and in different translations. So I just chose the one that is probably the one that I go to the least, but sometimes it offers the most creativity. So I'm going to do that for you today. But I want to read to you a verse here from the New American Standard, which is what I usually study from. And this is chapter 29, verse 8. And it just says, "Mockers stir up a city." And so that we have seen over the past few years, right? So, there's been a lot of protests. And if they were peaceful protests for the right reasons, then that's pretty awesome. And that's just using your freedoms to speak out. But more than often, these mockers, their anger takes over and they stir up the city. They literally have been burning down cities. It says, "Mockers stir up the city, but the wise turn away anger." And so you can see that if you're wise, you develop a peaceful way about you, and your anger doesn't control you. And so that's what this is about, not letting your anger control you. So I'm going to read from the Message today. So it might sound a little different, but I just wanted to give you a little taste of this particular paraphrase and what it can do to your creativity as you think through the Proverbs. I want you to read it in your own version, but this is just something unique. "For people who hate discipline and only get more stubborn, there'll come a day when life tumbles in and they break. But by then, it'll be too late to help them. When good people run things, everyone is glad. But when the ruler is bad, everyone groans. If you love wisdom, you'll delight your parents, but you'll destroy their trust if you run with whores. A leader of good judgment gives stability. An exploiting leader leaves a trail of waste. A flattering neighbor is up to no good. He's probably planning to take advantage of you. Evil people fall into their own traps. Good people run the other way, glad to escape. The good-hearted understand what it's like to be poor, and the hard-hearted haven't the faintest idea. A gang of cynics can upset a whole city. A group of sages can calm everyone down." That's the verse I read to you. "A sage trying to work things out with a fool gets only scorn and sarcasm for his trouble. Murderers hate honest people. Moral folks encourage them. A fool lets it all hang out. A sage quietly mulls it over. When a leader listens to a malicious gossip, all the workers get infected with evil. The poor, their abusers, have at least something in common. They can both see their sight God's gift. Leadership gains authority and respect when the voiceless poor are treated fairly. Wise discipline imparts wisdom. Spoiled adolescents embarrass their parents. When degenerates take charge, crime runs wild, but the righteous will eventually observe their collapse. Discipline your children, you'll be glad you did. They'll turn out to be delightful to live with." If people can't see what God is doing, they stumble all over themselves. But when they attend to what He reveals, they are most blessed. It takes more than talk to keep workers in line. Mere words go in one ear and out the other. Observe the people who always talk before they think. Even simpletons are better off than they are. If you let people treat you like a doormat, you'll be quite forgotten in the end. Angry people stir up a lot of discord, and intemperate stir up trouble. Sorry about that. Having trouble reading today. Pride lands you flat on your face. Humility prepares you for honors. Befriend an outlaw and become an enemy to yourself. When the victims cry out, you'll be included in their curse. If you're a coward to their curse in court. The fear of human opinion disables. Trusting in God protects you from that. Everyone tries to get help from the leader, but only God will give us justice. Good people can't stand the sight of deliberate evil. The wicked can't stand the sight of well-chosen goodness. And that is chapter 9. And I apologize for my reading today. I guess it was a little different than I thought, so I wasn't used to the flow of it, even though I've read it a few times now. Well, thanks for joining me again today. We've just got 2 left, so I hope that you'll make it all the way through. God bless you. We'll see you later.